before we get fully into the swing of things, just wanted to acknowledge and respect the fact that there are some much more important things going on in the world right now that aren't at all Overwatch related. A lot of things hang in the balance, but we knew this was going to take a long time. This is part of the process, and we're just going to kind of ignore that for the next couple hours, sit down and watch some good Overwatch. We'll get started shortly. Hello and welcome to the Overwatch Oasis League. Season 5 is here. I'm joined by Kirby and Bloods as we look to kick the season off with a Tier 3 matchup as Kosmic Omnics take on the refreshed and returning I Need Healing. How are we doing, folks?
I'm doing well, and this is going to be a great battle. I actually casted a preseason exhibition scrim between these two teams, and I Need Healing got the reverse sweep on Kosmic Omnics. It was a very good game. I Need Healing, back in Season 3, they had the best regular season record, but sadly they went one and done in the playoffs. Kosmic Omnics, kind of a similar story where they had a really good regular season, but also went one and done in the playoffs. But Kosmic Omnics, being here longer, we know that they have struggled in their history, so to have some success last year, it was good to see, and they're hoping to build on that for this season.
And just as a little of selection headache going on for Kosmic Omnics, their captain Arfalk is serving a one-map ban, so they will not be able to take part in, I believe, Busan is our first map of the evening, over a clerical error in player registration, but she will be available starting on map 2. And as far as I Need Healing goes, Kirby, something that we're kind of used to and is an unfortunate part of the reality of being part of like esports at our amateur level is that there is a lot of volatility at times, and even over off seasons, teams can chop and change to something that we don't recognize anymore. That cannot be said for I Need Healing, who come back with a very, very familiar lineup and roster.
It's interesting because yes, you are correct, but right now, actually, I don't know if they've given us the official starting rosters, but there are 3 players in right now that are new to the team: Kron Goblin, Kuro Rio, and Zombie Dylan, all great players. Otherwise, yes, almost everyone who was on the previous I Need Healing squad is here, ready to play, and it's going to be exciting, and I honestly think that they might even be stronger than they were before because of these new additions, so buckle up.
And I think from a team synergy perspective, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how the new players gel, given that there's such a big existing core. And I think that's a lot down to the leadership and the captains of I Need Healing to kind of make sure that there is a very, very smooth integration period there. Chat's popping up already. We got Bleem and Kitty stopping by. Seth Trollins, Pookie, Nicest Nation. All right, so Kirby, I was feeling pretty excited coming to this game, but seeing chat pop off already, the season's back.
I know.
It just kind of like finally hit me in the face. I've been waiting for this for a while, so I'm super stoked to be back here. And as you usually do, Kirby, you made some preseason power rankings for us all to mull over. And interestingly enough, the script writers have decided, after getting a sneak preview of your power rankings, Kosmic Omnics and I Need Healing in the first game of our season are 3rd and 4th in your predictions.
Mm-hmm. I have very high expectations for both of these teams. Again, I think I Need Healing losing in that first playoff game in Season 3 was a little fluky. I think that they just got the wrong team in Summit that year. They had the DPS to go up against, Nation Most Wanted and Rocky Top that season, who were just remarkable. Nation Most Wanted on that Pharah, Rocky Top on the Junkrat. So I expect this team to be rejuvenized and back to really show that they can be a championship contender. And same thing with Kosmic Omnics. They got that little taste of success last year after struggling for so long, and now they want to keep the ball rolling. They worked hard in the offseason to fill the void that was left by the departure of Kakashi and the Swede, who was one of the best tank duos in Tier 3 last season. So we'll have to see. Some players are really going to need to step up here, but I love the players that we already have on here. Crossfire FPS really broke out towards the end of last season. Slim Thick was good, and Wukong and Arfault continue to get better with every passing season. This team's synergy was much better. Everything's looking up for the Cosmic Omnics.
Well, speaking of Cosmic Omnics with their lineup, Pokken starting alongside Syndicate Slayer. Kirby, correct me if I'm wrong, a new pickup this season, I believe. On the tank line, we have Anime and Crossfire on the DPS lineup as Wukong, who has been around for as long as I can remember. Wukong and Cat F. I can't read that. Wukong and Cat on the support lineup.
during the preseason exhibition scrim, I just called him Cat. So
perfect. Then on the side of I Need Healing, we got Volunteer, Malevolence, Nifty, Zomdillon, Senior McFluff, and Resting Birchface lining up. Out of everybody here, Kirby, I believe Zomdillon is the only new pickup on this starting lineup. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep. For I Need Healing, yes, we do remember seeing all these players. I will say Malevolent Mango played a lot of support back in Season 3. It does not appear that Nifty Chipmunk is here right now, who kind of was their other tank that they played a lot of. Same thing, we might see Kuro come in and play tank as well, so we'll have to see how that kind of pans out, because in that scrim they were also playing Nifty Chipmunk at DPS, and they were playing really well on DPS. Might be the heir apparent to Nation Most Wanted on that Pharah, so you know, we'll see how Malevolent Mango does on a position that they haven't played too much of.
Jumping in to Busan now, Kirby. Given the current state of Overwatch, it feels like every single composition is viable in its own way.
Yeah, I know. Like looking at the tanks, you can't really pick out a specific one that's struggling right now. Maybe you could argue Winston's kind of struggling right now, at least in comparison with, you know, like maybe a Wrecking Ball or even like a Sigma, which different example, but same thing with supports. Like you can find team comps for pretty much every support right now. Like even supports that have struggled in the past, like Zen, you can certainly play him into more dive-oriented comps, and we even see some double shield returning now that Orisa kind of had some of those nerfs that she had that really killed her, kind of not really reverted, but getting back to what Orisa kind of was before.
Well, we're 8 minutes and 4 seconds into the stream, and we already have Kirby advocating very strongly for Zenyatta to come back into the meta, which tracks. Both sides running the Rein Zarya tank line, backed up by a Sombra here, Kirby.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, both teams going to run with a Sombra. If you know Anime Weeb AJ, this is the hero he's been playing most of the comp season here. I actually do believe he hit Diamond on support recently, so he actually is ineligible to play that. So he is going to have to find his new home on DPS here. We'll have to see how he plays on the Sombra, which he has been playing a lot of recently.
Alright, so we have I Need Healing pushing up this right side, getting early control of the bridge. Very early hack, they'll come out to Volunteer, getting chunked down to half as Anime building up a very quick 20% to that EMP. Just jostling for position a little bit, and I Need Healing ending up on the point early as Cosmic Omnics now swarming forward. We have Anime here, unchallenged on this high ground until found out by Nifty Chipmunk. A Sombra duel happening on the high ground over here. Both teams still holding strong, but a big hack coming out to Volunteer. Crossfire with the first elimination of Season 5 here in the Overwatch Oasis League. One for the history books, turning that into a double. Nifty Chipmunk claps back as well, though, but that is I Need Healing without the tank line, and Cosmic Omnics will get the first capture of the points of the map and of the season.
I was a little afraid of Cosmic Omnics when they brought out the Ana. I wasn't sure if they were running this Brawl comp, if they'd have enough speed, but the main difference here is the Reaper. I just don't think Zombie Dylan, as much as he is very close to that Deadeye, I don't know if he was getting that advantage that you would get from the Reaper in these Brawl Cups.
Well, the Malevolent over here being caught out early, losing that duel against Syndicate. Syndicate getting hacked though, as the dueling coalescence has now come out on the point. A bunch of purple and yellow lightsabers flashing about. Zomdillan getting chunked down extremely low as Syndicate Slayer does manage to convert the high charge into a kill. A Shatter coming out, getting Senior McFluff down on the ground, as well as Pokken lays down the heat on the Reinhardt. Syndicate Slayer taking out resting Bird's Face as well. Another pretty straightforward cleanup for Cosmic Omnics here, as they're coming up on 3-4 game-changing ultimates here.
And yeah, great sleep dart from Cat onto Senior McFluff. I Need Healing, they lost so much speed there that, again, the Brawl comp just, especially the way that I Need Healing are playing it, it just does not function without the Lucio. We'll have to see. It's going to be dueling EMPs here. That will be the challenge. Who can get the first EMP off, / who can maybe get the better counter again.
Alright, the EMP does come out as Zomdillan finds Crossfire nice and early. Could this be I Need Healing's first control of the point? Could be, as Pokken goes down on the Reinhardt. Nifty Chipman getting so much work done on the Summer. The EMP ready to go, but deciding not to use it as Zomdillan takes out Cat as well. It looks like just the High Noon was invested there on the side of I Need Healing. The EMP did come out from Anime, but it wasn't able to be converted into a fight win for Cosmic Omnics, who come back still with the Grav, Nano, and Death Blossom trio of combo online. And I mean, you can ult them here, Kirby. It's the last fight.
Yeah, I know, but we'll have to see. That EMP might shut this down right away. That's such an impactful ult, and now they know the Shatter is up for Volunteer.
Oh my goodness, Crossfire comes into the backline with the, oh my goodness, the Death Blossom gets cancelled by Zomdillan, but Crossfire finds the kill anyways. Pokken takes on Malevolence as well. Cosmic Omnics with such a strong start, getting an early pick on the Volunteer to deny any value coming out of that Earth Shatter, and Crossfire just going extremely aggressively, knowing there was no Reinhardt there to protect their team. Absolutely fantastic from Cosmic Omnics here as they steam forward, getting control of the point, as they're looking to pull ahead here on Busan. Can I Need Healing even touch? I don't think so, because that's an absolutely huge grab coming out. Okay, so we have the Malevolent barely touching, counting with the grab of their own, only Syndicate being found, but that is the first loss of this fight. Wukong goes down as well. RIP Wukong Kitty, shut that out. Nifty going down to Crossfire as well. Crossfire getting so much work done on that Reaper. Unchecked. Zomdillan going onto the Tracer, so that flashbang isn't to mitigate the damage of Crossfire's Reaper over here, but no worries, guys. I Need Healing managed to cap the point again. They have to play perfectly if they want to get a point on board, and it's going to be very difficult. Anime is a great Sombra, and they don't miss twice. The first EMP wasn't too much to write home about, so you know the second is going to be massive.
And honestly, I liked the idea from Syndicate Slayer, but maybe they could have waited for them to go to the low round so that it could be easier to follow up. They had no follow-up on the grab, so Malevolent Mango was very easily able to touch, and Zombie Dylan came in on the signature Tracer and kind of cleaned up that fight.
Yeah, it was more of a zoning grab in a position where you actually couldn't follow and get any fights. But you got 3 cut in the EMP here as McFluff and Wrestling Burst Face go down nice and early on. Cosmic Omnics here, any damage you deal is permanent because there are no supports on the point anymore. The Pulse Bomb coming out completely ignored by Pokken, who does eventually end up going down. Anime getting a double kill as Crossfire gets another with the Death Blossom. The DPS duo here, Anime and Crossfire, popping off. Wrestling Burst Face barely managing to touch it, gives their life for it. And can the Reinhardt Volunteer make it? Yes, they can, but back to spawn you go as Cosmic Omnic locked down the first point here on Busan. The first point of the season, Kirby, is 193. What a way to start us off.
Yeah, I know. I think this game is going to come down to the wire. Both of these teams known for their mental resilience. I mean, even in that fight there, Cosmic Omnics, they didn't panic. They initiated with the EMP. They got the early picks, and that was able... They had the fight last long enough for Crossfire FPS to get that Death Blossom and to close out that round. So, yeah, incredibly close right now. I think we just need to see better, or just overall more value coming out from these ults on I Need Healing. It's not that they were bad ults, but they didn't... A lot of the ults from Cosmic Omnic's side were just a little bit better.
And we now have a Nifty coming out on the Pharah here with Resting Birchface as the Mercy Pocket. Kosmic Omnics not matching the Pharah pick here, as rumor on the street is that Wukong has no idea how to play Mercy. Crossfire getting chunked down really low though as Zom Dylan goes down low as well. Both the McCree's in a little bit of trouble here playing behind their respective Reinhardts with Kosmic Omnics pushing forward. Ooh, a very, very early Immortality field used by Cat over here. Nifty Chipmunk gets taken out after killing Anime here. Does get res as Zom Dylan wins the McCree duel against Crossfire here. Just jostling for control, playing around the drum here, but it looks like Cosmic Omnics is in a little bit of trouble as Wukong goes down as well. I don't think Cat is back yet. Sorry, I don't think Cat's going to be able to dump out that much healing as Pokken goes down as well, and now the game is just about survival and avoiding any exit picks here. A pretty clean start for I Need Healing. They played it really, really patiently by the drum here, Kirby.
And you know, I just realized, I think at the beginning of the stream, I mentioned that Nifty Chipmunk was not here. I don't know what I was thinking there, but yeah, look at this. On the Pharah, gonna be the heir apparent to Nation Most Wanted, and he has had a great start here. Already has the Barrage online, both of the DPS ults online for I Need Healing, and they're in a very good position with Crossfire having to swap to that Soldier to hang on to this point for a while.
Alright, so the High Noon comes out and takes down Cat as the Deadeye is so very living up to the name here. Zom Dylan getting a double kill as well. A flashbang kill to Poking is absolutely massive, but Anime does make them pay for that cowboy arrogance. McFluff is rested by Resting Birchface though, so everybody stays nice and healthy here as Nifty Chipmunk now has a barrage ready to go. Of course, going to have to dodge the upcoming EMP from Anime to get any work out. Wukong as well with the Coalescence ready to go, getting chunked solo. Oh, Wukong, hide! Okay, Wukong's healthy. Sorry, I panicked. Anime is now working up to that EMP, getting ready to engage an EMP Shatter, perhaps, Kirby?
Possibly. And one thing about I Need Healing this round is they're on the Moira Mercy, which is their bread and butter.
Oh, Volunteer goes down nice and early. Pokken does manage to land the Shatter without having needing the help of the EMP. The rest has come out though, and there's no as Cat trades their life for Volunteer, getting a lovely Fire Strike onto Wukong, and now it's one fight territory for Cosmic Omnics. We are looking to potentially head into a round 3, Kirby.
Well, AJ has the EMP here. It would be really nice if they could win the fight with just EMP. I would imagine they might invest the grab as well, so kind of have to see.
Alright, trading grabs here, but one has an EMP and the other doesn't. Cosmic Omnics steam forward. A very, very decisive fight here. Over as quick as it started, Kirby.
Yeah, and yeah, I was correct. They did use the grab, and I think that was a worthwhile grab for sure. At least they held on to the attack visor. The only thing I'm concerned about is they don't have the Rhine now. Pokken swapping to the Winston. Who's gonna block this Shatter here from Volunteer? I think they might try to combo that Shatter with the Deadeye, and that might close out the map here as I Need Healing did reach 99%.
Yeah, no huge defensive like a trans or a beat from a Lucio to keep everybody alive here. So Cosmic Omnics are going to play this really intelligently, especially that Monkey Shield is going to be much to do, and that gets slammed through. Yep, the High Noon is there. The Deadeye taking out both supports here, Malevolent and Volunteer. Another extremely clean fight where the ultimates were just extremely coordinated. Great work coming up from I Need Healing, as that is the point over to them. We head into a decisive 3rd point tiebreaker.
Yeah, maybe Crossfire could have been a little more aggressive with that attack visor, but I do understand from the standpoint that they probably wanted to build some more ults there. Pokken almost got that block on the Shatter. The bubble just didn't quite spawn in time. That was incredibly close.
It's so sad. Because, like, the shield generator has to drop onto the ground, and it was mid-drop. Because by the time the Shatter landed, the bubble was fully intact. So, a fight by the finest of margins. Because given that I believe it was Zom Dylan on the McCree, given that the McCree Deadeye really needed a Shatter to be enabled there, a block there could have really changed the tide of that fight, and we might be looking at a Cosmic Omnics winning here, but that is not the case, and you cannot rewrite history, so here we go as we see Cosmic Omnics sticking onto the Monkey Zarya tank line here, Kirby.
Yeah, interesting. I really think that they need to continue to match this grind Zarya, especially now going back to the Lucio. But we'll have to see. We do see some nice synergy from the Winston and the Zarya. They want to go for more of the dive with the Genji.
Yeah, speaking of the dive, Pokken goes down nice and early. Crossfire is still at 25% to that Genji ult, so not getting an incredible amount of work done as Wukong goes down as well on the Moira. That is a pretty straightforward win coming out from I Need Healing. The Crypto in chat saying that the way that I Need Healing plays around Volunteer almost makes it looks like Volunteer wasn't quite part of like scrims and planning, so that's something for us to keep an eye out on. To see how I Need Healing runs around their main tank, something for us to focus on during our game break presented by Cheese Grooves. So Pokken now switching back over to the Reinhardt. Anime getting chunked down so low, getting out there before the fight can start. So no meaningful hack to start the fight off is going to hurt Kosmic Omnics. Look to steam forward here. Anime now finally returning to this high ground, trying to give it to the Ashe on the high ground. Zomdilin forced to drop down, getting so low, but dropping down straight into the coalescence of Cena McFluff. Pokken now going down to Nifty Chipmunk. The Reaper for getting so much work done. Anime though now close to an EMP as Crossfire has that blade up as well.
And this is the tough part, because AJ can flex to other DPS, but obviously most comfortable on the Sombra, and I just don't know if they have anyone who can match Zombie Dylan on this Ashe, who was so good on it last year. I mean, Zombie Dylan is remaining absolutely uncontested right now.
Alright, so the grab comes up on the ground, catches the Bob and the Reinhardt. Wukong is there, melting people left and center with that coalescence, but Zomdilin and Nifty Chipmunk is in the back on the DPS duo, but I Need Healing getting so much work done here. 72% and counting on the control percentage. Malevolent here with a grab as well, and in an OT fight where you're desperately trying to touch the point, the grab could be the tie turner here. Crossfire still holding on to that blade as Anime has the EMP ready to go as well. It's going to be really interesting to see if that ends up being a combo, or Kosmic Omnics have the foresight and the sheer audacity to try and Eagle Push here. 3 caught in the EMP, the blade does come out. Zomdilin gets taken down, but without the healing of Wukong to back them up, this could be a really, really swift end to the Kosmic Omnics adventure here. Crossfire not able to find anybody else with the blade as Pokken gets chunked down solo, eventually eating a fire strike to the face. Volunteer still with the Shatter on lines to clean up. Anime is there getting a kill. Volunteer not getting the Shatter connection because Crossfire finding a double kill to clutch it out. Kosmic Omnics barely win, but they stay in the fight.
Yeah, the blade was not great on its own, but it actually was a great zoning ult. I believe he got like Zombie Dylan and Wrestling Birdface out of that team fight, leaving Syndicate Slayer almost fully charged to do so much damage in that front line. But now it's going to be tough. They only have the Shatter here, whereas we're coming up on Grab and Coalescence here for I Need Healing. They have a good chance at closing this map out right here.
So Anime is playing on the fringes here of I Need Healing, and if I'm as a Reinhardt main myself, I would kind of like Anime to be putting a lot of pressure on Volunteer to try to mitigate anything, mitigate the shield so I can shatter it. So the grab comes out, not quite finding anybody. Cena McFluff does eventually take down Anime. There's Sombra exiting the fight early on once again. The shatter come out, not finding anybody. The pin comes out. The counter pin is not there. Volunteer very deep in the backline though, might end up paying with their life. Ends up getting healed up. Another pin coming out. These Reinhardt refuse to counter pin each other. Okay, so the beat command from Cat trying to keep Kosmic Omnics in this, desperately swinging back. Pokken is down. Nifty Chipmunk is up with a Death Blossom as Zomdilin another Bob kill into that backline. It looks over for Kosmic Omnics here as they stagger out to the point to try to touch. Enemies here on the Sombra fades out. Can anybody touch? And it looks like the jump credit is to land in here. The EMP catches form. This might be what they need it. Crossfire with a tire. Doesn't find anybody. It comes out. No. White just a little bit quick on that trigger. But Nifty does end up going down. Crossfire trades for their life as well, though, with that really, really risky positioning on that Riptire. Pokken and Syndicate going down as well. Kosmic Omnics are in full stall territory as Wukong dies to Zomdilin's Tracer. The Tracer, of course, so good at cleaning up fights in the first map of the season goes to I Need Healing. We're a 1-0 up here against Kosmic Omnics here in the Overwatch Oasis League.
Second time they've done that in the history of Overwatch Oasis back in Season 3. They picked the first map and played the first match and they got the 4-0 over Tantalizers, so making history here for I Need Healing. But if Crossfire had known that the Moira and the Zarya were behind him. They could have turned that fight at the end, but it's tough. Obviously, he didn't see them, and it's hard to know. And for a second, I thought I Need Healing were gonna screw up that last fight because they didn't go as quick with the Graviton Surge as well as the Coalescence, and they allowed some of those other alts to come back up for Cosmic Omnics, but luckily they won the war of attrition. They did enough with what they had, and they take the 1-0 series lead here, and this is already shaping out to be a fantastic game.
So, Kirby, you clearly have spent a lot of time in this league, and you're very familiar with the history of it. Does I Need Healing look any different than they did when they in Season 3, or is this very much a similar look?
So, at first, it wasn't. They didn't run, the Sombra Brawl comps with the Lucio. They liked to run that Moira Mercy, that lots of healing comp, with that AoE from Moira, and they like that, to have that pocket and that res available. They did so well with the res in Season 3. You'd have Rocky Top go on a flank and kill 2 people, and then by the time the team is done with their rotation, Resting Birchface just sneaks back and re-reses the fallen Rocky Top. But I think right here we're seeing exactly what they needed back then. A true bona fide hit scan player, Zombie Dylan, with a great performance here against his old team in Cosmic Omnics, and maybe will help Resting Birchface. There's only so much sometimes that you can do on a Mercy, and Resting Birchface did do a lot of pocketing for Nation Most Wanted, but again, Pharah can be easily shut down by another hit scan, whereas if you have a hit scan being pocketed, you almost need that other hit scan yourself with the pocket. So that's kind of my main takeaway here, is that Zombie Dylan might be providing that DPS flexibility that they desperately needed, because back in that playoff game against Sun, they were taken off of the Junkrat Pharah comp. They just couldn't compete with Super Ninja, Syndicate Slayer. Oh, Zombie Dylan, that might be rectified.
And something interesting coming out here was that Cosmic Omnics were willing to try the Zarya Monkey compositions, but were just unable to make it stick, Kirby.
Yeah, and they did try to go back to the Ryan Zarya. It's tough. If they were gonna go with the Winston, then maybe they should have followed up with, maybe they should have just gone on full dive and gone with the Wrecking Ball or something. But I don't know if they had the players to, Syndicate Slayer mostly plays that DPS role. Maybe is only proficient on the Zarya, so they were kind of pigeonholed into Zarya comps. So, we'll see. We'll see. It looks like Syndicate Slayer might be playing DPS here, which could be a huge advantage for them.
Yeah, it looks like Slim Thick is coming in onto the tank line. Somebody we mentioned did an exceptional job last season, especially towards as playoffs are coming up around the horizon. Pokin here going to stay on, I believe, on the main tank role. We've got Syndicate, like he's coming in to play DPS. If I'm being honest, I'm not quite sure. I know Syndicate plays a lot of Genji. I'm not quite sure what else they play. Cross, if you're going to stay on Wukong and Cat as well. We're going to balance the lineup out. And on the side of I Need Healing, it looks like Volunteers will now be partnered by Kuro, which is going to be very exciting. Zom Dylan, Nifty Chip are both going to stay in as Mango and Seeding Bug Fluff. So not too many changes from either team here, Kirby.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Malevolent Mango also kind of known for playing a lot of Moira, Lucio, Mercy. That is another thing that is you do question for I Need Healing, is do they have enough flexibility in their healer comps as well? Again, they were mostly playing those Moira Mercy comps back in Season 3, so we'll see. Granted, I'm sure you can attest, White Walkers got away with that all season last year, so if you play your team comps well, you can turn a Mercy Moira comp into an unkillable death machine, so...
Alright, we got Gaming Kirby already giving away the Pizza Planet strategy for the rest of the season. Mo Black,
you know our strategy.
You know our strategy.
We're just gonna play around my Zen.
Hello, Mo Black. Welcome back to the Overwatch Oasis League. The score is Cosmic Omnics 1. I Need Healing 1, Cosmic Omnics 0 as we're heading to Blizzard World. About to start up shortly. Seth Trollins, I don't know if I said hi to you. Seth, hello, welcome. Good to see you again, my friend. Jibba is in stream as well. What a day to be me. My boss is here to performance review me. Okay. But a really, really solid fight here so far. But heading into Blizzard World, I think the hit scan of Zom Dylan is going to be a real difference maker here.
Yeah, definitely not where you wanted to start off on these maps. I mean, Blizzard World, another incredibly strong map for the Ashe. We'll see Syndicate Slayer coming in, maybe a little more comfortable on the Genji than Crossfire FPS was, and they can more effectively dive onto that Ashe. We'll see, maybe Zombie Dylan can play as Tracer. We see some on Blizzard World as well. You know, it's kind of a toss-up. Zombie Dylan is very very flexible, so... I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Nifty Chipmunk stay on the Pharah, though.
We're just waiting for some comms issue to go through, as it looks like I Need Healing might be struggling with some with the voice chat bug yet again. Before we get started, though, Bloods, what are your thoughts so far?
I'm not gonna lie, it's been exciting more than it needs to be. Because, you know, like, after 4 years of Overwatch, it gets kind of, like, mellowed out, but, like, watching some teams play and try their best and synergize is so entertaining to watch.
And yeah, especially both of these teams really hungry this year, you know, obviously coming off those one and done in the previous two playoffs. For them, you know, they want to prove that they are legitimate championship contenders, and I know both of these teams work incredibly hard, especially Cosmic Omnics. I know Wukong personally, and he cares so much about this team, and I'm sure he's talking with them right now, you know, saying we may be down 1-0, but we took 2 maps off of them in that preseason scrim. We can beat this team. We had the look that we wanted at first, and then we kind of abandoned it when it wasn't working. So we'll see what they want to do, if the swaps they make here are going to be able to get them back and tie up the series.
I think that is an interesting point, given in my interactions with Wukong, he's not much of a speaker. He just lets that chiseled jawline of his speak for itself. But no, that's fair enough. I think while they were at Mecha Base, I think they looked incredibly clean. I know we did end up, you know, we did hit squeaky bum time in the end here, but I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with Cosmic Omnics here. I think it's just a little coordination, waiting for the pieces to fall in place, and kind of playing around nerves here. It just looked like, especially when Anime was in the Sombra, a lot of the engagements weren't as coordinated as I would have liked them to be. So it's going to be super interesting to see how Blizzard World plays out. Like we said, we have Zom Dylan on the hit scan. Yep, that's on the McCree, though. The buffed and now very
makes sense for attack.
It does make sense for attack, and it does look like... Okay, so I Need Healing doesn't... Okay, so they do have the Ashe eventually. Crossfire debated me with the Junkrat to hold down that long sideline. You're going to assume that Cat is going to be spending a lot of time blue beaming cross to make sure to get those kills in. And I think that given what we see here, it's going to be I Need Healing that is going to want to push really aggressively onto the point to fight up close.
Yeah, they're still playing the Brawl comp. They wanna play these Ryan Zarya comps no matter who comes in, even Kuro coming in. It's kind of interesting because that's also a new look for them. When they back in Season 3, they played a lot of double shield with Orisa and Sigma, so
good times. So it looks like we have I Need Healing pushing him onto the high ground here, looking to get some early control. Nifty Chipmunk here is going to find a lot of angles here to pick away at Slim Thick's shield here. But of course, Pokken is going to be able to reliably get 100 charge for the rest of the fight here. Ooh, Cat getting just a little bit close to those jump grenades. Eventually does manage to back up. Wukong getting chunked down quite low. The yellow beam going on to the Moira. No picks out so far, but Nifty getting chunked extremely low here as Syndicate goes in onto that Genji in that backline. Volunteer lands the pin, but the bubble is out to keep Slim Thought up and healthy. Crossfire finds 2 though, so that loss isn't quite going to matter as much as we thought it would. Good hold so far by Kosmic Omnics.
Yeah, and massive dynamite by Crossfire there. They were all grouped up as they should be playing this, brawly comp, and I mean that dynamite hit like 3 or 4 people, took them out really quickly. It was looking bad. I didn't like the pin attempt from Slim Thick, but they got away with it. They were able to trade for Volunteer, and that left the team wide open to those Ashe shots, so now Zombie Dylan is gonna go with the Ashe themselves.
Alright, Pokken gets picked up nice and early at the Valk, and okay, both support ults are committed here from the Kosmic Omnics. Not sure if that's just a bit of miscommunication. Syndicate goes down holding the blade as Nifty gets a triple kill with the Riptide. Just Pokken left to dispose of. On the point, we have Slim Thick charging through, not finding anyone, not even a wall, as Zombie Dylan just shoots into the back of the German armor. I Need Healing now managing to cap the point. Crossfire switching over to the Hanzo. Kosmic Omnics are going to be pretty annoyed at themselves for using both support ults here, Kirby.
Yeah, I know, a little bit of a miscommunication also on the Junkrat. Like, no one called him out, and that was just about the easiest tire you could ever get in Overwatch, so yeah, maybe some comm issues right now here for Kosmic Omnics, but that's a good start to this team.
Oh, can you throw a massive shatter coming out of the blade? Is there to combo? Syndicate finds 1. Can you turn that into 2? It doesn't matter because Crossfire is in the black back line. Kurio gets taken down as Pokken takes on Volunteer as well. Really straightforward process there. Burn down that shield, use that Hanzo, use that high charge Zarya of Pokken to burn down Volunteer shield. Free shatter, big blade. Not the most conventional combo we've seen here, but what we do have up close to coming online is the Grab Dragon combo. That's basically inescapable, but Cena McFluff here does have the Lucio beat drop ready to go, as the sound barrier is going to be massive here. Now Zombie Dylan's bomb gets melted. I've never seen a bomb get deleted that quickly. Alright, so the grab comes out, as does the beat. Are the dragons there to combo? Not quite. The shatter comes out yet again. Volunteer going down as this Nifty Chipmunk. Syndicate end up changing their life for that audacious play in the backline, but the res is there to keep everybody up. Kosmic Omnics doing a great job winning 2 fights here in the archway early on in this on this map.
Once again, they stacked support ults, though. That might come back to haunt them, especially if Kuro initiates this next fight with Grav. That is gonna be tough. Again, some more communication issues. They are doing better at pairing their ults here, as we just saw, but
so the dragons come out to split up I Need Healing, but once again like you said, Kirby, the dragons came out, the team was split, and there was no follow-up to take advantage of that. The tire now comes out into the backline as the grab is committed here. Nifty Chipmunk finding a double. Like you said, Kosmic Omnics is having some coordination issues. If the dragons don't find a pick but split the team in half, your Reinhardt needs to be pushing W, pressing forward and pushing that advantage, and that, once again, we did not see happen.
Yeah, and I think another mistake here, we see Crossfire get staggered. I think they maybe should have just died on point, because that cards got to move that whole time while they were getting staggered, so now they only have 1 fight as the payload approaches the end of point B.
With Kitty and Subsaya in chat both saying that, Kosmic Omnics here need to do a better job with these ults. But speaking of, Crossfire just finding value in the mid-fight. Nifty Chipmunk going down nice and early twice in a row. But the Kamikaze works out. Cat does end up being taken down. Zombie Dylan gets that ball for again. Volunteer finally landing a shatter as Slim Thick is now out of the action here. Crossfire so low, eventually does end up getting taken down, so it does look like I Need Healing, so to press forward. And well, the bright side, Kirby, they didn't stack support else because Cat just charged up that Valk.
That is true. Yeah, the blade wasn't there. There wasn't really much to combo with it. I don't know if Syndicate had the damage boost. So, you know, it's a little bit tougher to get that value from the blade if you don't have at least something like an Orisa pull or the grab to set it up. So we'll have to see. They don't have a lot to stabilize here on point C. They're gonna have to come up with a big play here somewhere.
Yep, Open getting chunked down low as Crossfire lets the Dragons rip it. Volunteer does get taken down, and this time Cosmic Omnics do find some value from that as the tank line pushes forward and takes down Volunteer as well. Kuro a late exit pick as well. Is it time once we get into castle phase of this map to switch up some compositions, Kirby, or we're going to stick with it here?
You could go to the Tracer here if you're Zombie Dylan and try and take out these healers in the back line and, you know, kind of match that flanker that Cosmic Omnic had with the Genji.
Shadow coming out from Slim Thick, not finding anybody, going in, pinning into the wall now on fire and backpedaling quite aggressively. Nifty Chipman, once again for the second fight in a row, takes down Cat with those Junkrat dropping. Zomdylan, the bot does not get burnt this time, finding 2 kills as Kuro takes down Slim Thick as well. Final fight territory for Cosmic Omnics, so they do have time to regroup and crucially have a grab blade ready to go. Crossfire. Oh my goodness. Alright, that's gonna be a costly death here as you do want Cat gets taken out as well. What is happening? Wukong get control of your teammates, stop staggering in. The grab does come out. Does the blade committed? Yes, it does. Does it find anybody? Not quite, because the tire is there. Okay, Syndicate Slayer does survive that. High explosives do not affect ninjas, I suppose, as Wukong now with the coalescence burning out Volunteer as well. But Cosmic Omnics there, because Cat and I believe Crossfire were picked up so early, they were forced to use every ultimate they had in the bank there to keep this fight alive. So for this last fight coming up, they just have the Shatter. Maybe even not for the opening of the fight unless Syndicate does some, or sorry, Slim Thick does some work here with the Fire Strike. Volunteer with Kuro, both tank lines online here for I Need Healing as the, looks like the Coalescence is ready to go, but too little too late. Nifty Chipman gets taken down. Slim Thick though gets taken out. A great risk coming from Nifty Chipman. A huge shatter. Nifty Chipman with a triple kill coming in. Crossfire takes down Nifty Chipman. Eventually having to pay for those terrorist Australian acts, but that's too little too late. Wukong loses the Senior McFluff, loses the Warwick duel to Senior McFluff as Zomdylan takes down Crossfire.
This isn't over. Slim Thick coming back with the shatter.
Oh, fight 3! That could be absolutely massive. And Lucio behind him to keep him as well. Cat is there keeping everybody up. Pokin spinning to winning on the ball here, but the numbers are there. Volunteer taking a Fire Strike to Slim Thick, eventually taking them out here. So it does look like I Need Healing is going to rally back and try to take this point and take this map. Meteor Strike is about to come down. Do they slam them right on point? Yes, they do. To that backline, a great bait to rhythm some Senior McFluff though, and the blade is cancelled as well, as it looks like it's just Slim Thick's Baby Diva on point, and the call rolls in overtime. Cosmic Omnics do manage to hold until overtime as I Need Healing complete their push here on Blizzard World.
Yeah, great movement there from Malevolent Mango and Senior McFluff, avoiding all the ults that were coming their way. We saw a nice fade from Malevolent Mango to get out of that, or from Senior McFluff, I believe, to get out of the Meteor Strike from Crossfire. Yeah, I was a little bit scared. It was one of those scenarios where they almost maybe got the picks a little too fast, and Crossfire actually did find one, so they quickly found themselves in a 5v5 scenario, but the focus fire just wasn't there from Cosmic Omnics, and again, I feel like this might be coming down to some comms errors here and there. Like, it just feels like the comms on I Need Healing side is easily better.
2 fights in a row we combo support Alta Cosmic Omnics, and however way you cut that, that's just not something you expect a well-oiled machine of a team to do. And given that Cosmic Omnics have mostly the same roster carried over from last season, that's just something I didn't really expect here. But I don't know if that's because our Falk is not in right now. Maybe once she's subbed in, the captaincy and the leadership of our Falk might just help steady the ship. And Zomdylan on his return to his old team here, getting so much work done.
Yeah, exactly. This is gonna be. They're gonna have to figure out a way to to shut down Zombie Dylan as well. I mean,
so Pokken going on to the monkey here, and the monkey pick is interesting because if you have the bubble and you have the healing on the monkey can play as a very brawly hero. But before we have a chance to really scope out the playstyle of Pokken, he's going to eat a bunch of Hanzo arrows to the face. Kuro getting a kill onto Syndicate Slayer as well. Also, Cosmic Omnics are going to have to fall back. They're not going to pick this up right now.
So, one thing that kind of hurt Cosmic Omnics in the first map is they were pigeonholed to Sombra AJ. Now, they might be struggling because they're maybe a little pigeonholed to the Genji here from Syndicate Slayer. I need healing running both the Moira and the Zarya. Like, this is going to be tough for Syndicate Slayer to find value on this Genji aside from the sparse blade here or there, and they don't even have the Ana to pair it with the Nano Blade.
Crossfire taking down Zom Dylan early on as Slim Thick finding a double kill. Volunteer and Zom Dylan both going down nice and early. Crossfire with a great kill onto Senior McClump in the backline as well. So Cosmic Omnics making it work. The monkey pick is paying off. Once again, not quite a divey monkey, just a bit of a nuisance of a monkey. And all the attention there is making sure that Slim Thick is kind of just free to deal a lot of damage as the entirety of I Need Healing is going to turn around and deal with a muscular gorilla in your backline.
Yeah, I definitely don't dislike the monkey and Zarya in theory. I think one thing that they struggled with is, I believe it was Nifty Chipmunk was kind of on the Reaper and they were kind of struggling with that, and now we do see Zombie Dylan go to the McCree. That might make it a little bit tougher for Pokken to get as much value, and even harder for Syndicate Slay. I mean, now there's a stun on the team, like, what's going on here?
You use the blade early and you switch off, right? It's kind of, you know it's not going to work out here.
But I don't know, because Syndicate, he's so comfortable on that Genji, and he does have other heroes for sure. Maybe he'll play I know he's pretty solid on Reaper, I think he's pretty solid at Hanzo. Yes, Hanzo as well.
Our Shatter coming out and Syndicate Slayer going down, unable to pull the blade from his sheath here. With the Shatter though, Crossfire pushing forward on the Echo, using the duplication. Syndicate is back thanks to a very timely res from Cat here. Ready to let the blade go, maybe. Once again, the conventional wisdom was to use it early and switch heroes, but Syndicate is going to hold on to this. Pokken going down as well. Cosmic Omnics unable to press that advantage. They were hoping to be economical about their ultimate, so they eventually just end up losing the point because they didn't use it and commit enough resources here. It's 3 minutes remaining, Kirby, but I Need Healing just looks so comfortable already holding this archway.
And that's tough because they had the support alt stack from I Need Healing this time around, but they themselves weren't able to sustain long enough in that fight. And yeah, Syndicate Slayer, he has to use this blade. I mean, it's just being kind of wasted here as it's just sitting in reserve.
Alright, Zom Dylan getting a double kill on his old teammates here, Crossfire and Cat. Once again, the two players to die first for the second fight in a row. We have Syndicate Slayer still holding onto that blade. Syndicate charged that blade pretty quickly, but if you have the blade and you don't use it, it just ends up being another AKM blade. So really hoping for something to come out here. So Pokken here, switching over to the Sigma. I have a lot of questions, Kirby. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Cosmic they're kind of grasping at the strongest here. Well,
Pokken! Big drop there, good read on Volunteer. Now the grab comes out, only finding Volunteer. Man gets grabbed, the Dragons come out as well, but Syndicate still finds value with a triple kill with the Dragon Blade. Crossfire just switching over onto the Mei and making it work as well. So just as we questioned this pick, it ends up working out here. I believe it was a rock to cancel Volunteer's Shatter here, and then a wall coming out immediately behind the Reinhardt from Crossfire to make sure the kill was confirmed. Syndicate flying into the backline following Slim Thick's grab as well. So a lot of moving parts in Cosmic Omnics with some coordination on the board, looking good. Volunteer gets frozen up here, forcing out the Coalescence to keep Volunteer alive. Volunteer goes in, pins up against the ice block. Can't be comfortable. It's gotta hurt. Kuro here getting closer and closer to 100 charge, dealing a lot of damage here, trying to keep Volunteer alive. Gets frozen yet again. A lovely, very well-timed bubble to cancel the freeze. The card's rolling into the end. Can anybody touch it? Yes, they can. I'm feeling looking to level things off here. Not needing to use ult as Zomdylan get taken down. Syndicate Slayer, I questioned the Genji pick, and you know, I was wrong. Wukong getting a kill on Kuro as well. Good to see the DPS Moira that I know and love from Ranked is still here and ready to go. Token taking out Volunteer as well. It's a prolonged fight, but a likely fight win. But not before Zomdylan comes back. Token gets taken down. Kosmic Omnics once again. They look likely to win the fight, but did they take too long? Slim think they're getting those picks though, as Syndicate not finding too much value out of that blade, but keeping everybody off the point. The right putting in from nowhere. Volunteer almost finding Syndicate's Genji here now, surrounded left, right, and center with enemies. They might just end up kicking this out, but just barely. Just some points left now as Senior McFluff is going to get taken down without too much of an issue here. The bubble just prolonging their death a little bit longer, as Kuro is not going to try to attempt to touch here. They won the fight in 30 seconds and then cleaned up for a full minute there.
Yeah, I know. That was... And there is one player to thank for that, Kuro, with so many clutch bubbles in that fight, saving players from the freezes from Crossfire. That was textbook Zarya gameplay right there, and that was huge. That might lead them to a map win, because we're approaching an even team fight in terms of ultimates, and if I Need Healing comes out on top, it's going to be tough with only about a minute remaining for Cosmic Omnics.
Alright, the Blizzard comes out not quite finding anybody. Zomdylan takes down Crossfire as Wukong beams down Nifty with the Coalescence, but yet again another massive res coming out from Malevolent. We have chat telling us they need to deny the res, and that's fair enough. The wall comes out in an awkward position and drops immediately. The grab, oh my goodness, the grab lands, but the follow-up isn't there. Slimthick catching 3, I believe, but nobody is there to really take advantage of that. Pokken trying to do their best to charge up a Flux here to combo with Syndicate's Blade, I guess they're hoping. This is really, really tough for Kosmic Omnics. 30 seconds and counting, and still players respawning right now. Oh, Wukong with a late death as well, but Crossfire pick onto Nifty could be absolutely massive, but Malevolent oh no, doesn't have the, I don't think has the res online.
Well, it's too dangerous as well with Crossfire in the main line. What we're gonna have to see here is the Gravitic Flux. This could be the winner, but they gotta watch out for Zomdylan.
Oh, Zomdylan's absolutely massive. Wukong and Crossfire both go down. Syndicate, can you answer back with the blade? Barely dodging the charge coming from Volunteer. Volunteer is solo, but Kuro is getting so much work done. Finding a double kill. Syndicate Slayer eventually for Volunteer, but Zomdylan, Nifty Chipmunk are there to do the damage as well. I Need Healing look likely to hang on to this 2-0. Yes, it is. As they head into halftime, I Need Healing is 2-0 up against Kosmic Omnics, heading into match point here in the first game of the season in the Overwatch Oasis League.
Again, we gotta go back to that great stall at the end of point B, burning like a minute off the clock. You think if they had that extra minute that maybe we would have seen Kosmic Omnics maybe be a little more careful with their ults. The main culprit was Slim Thick. I think maybe should have waited on that grab, maybe comboed it with the blade, but it's one of those things where you only have 30 seconds, you only have about 45 seconds left, and it's, if you feel like you can maybe win the fight here, you do it now, but Syndicate fell in that fight and wasn't able to combo with it, so.
Obviously Nifty's tire there was lovely to see, but I mean, that's play of the game in my book, is Kuro coming out here and stalling and like keeping that fight going for so long. Like you said, Kirby, I think that's when the map was decided. It wasn't quite the map in Castle there, as I Need Healing just when they have a knack so far this series of winning fast and losing slow, and that is so valuable on a payload map.
And even on that big stall that they had, they didn't use any of their ults, so all that time they were building up ults themselves, so they didn't force out the Blizzard, which I was afraid that they were going to do. The Blizzard didn't really get a whole lot of value for Cosmic Omnics, but they also got the Blade. Like, if they hadn't stalled for that long, perhaps they could have comboed the Blizzard with the Blade and snowballed it through point C. So, yeah, that is honestly one of the better stalls I've ever seen. Like, because it's tough to really crown one on a 2CP map because it feels like literally every time we see one, just because of the spawns, how they work. But in that case, that was just great movement from the team, great bubble management from Kuro, and a really sneaky res as well from Malevolent Mango to prolong that whole team fight. Malevolent Mango getting away with way too many reses. Cosmic Omnics, they have to start punishing Malevolent Mango, although it's tough because they are choosing very good times to get the res out and making sure that the bodies aren't being camped by Cosmic Omnic members.
So just a quick score update on the Overwatch Oasis Stream 2 channel. We, the Ops, is currently facing off against Taterpots. They are 1-1. So what's going to happen is that we're going to wrap this up nice and quick, and Kirby and I will go and pirate ship that cast, and we're going to do a 6-man cast over there on the channel. But I think you're absolutely right here. Cosmic Omnics have the pieces. Pokken and Syndicate have looked pretty strong on their own, in their own right. We know what anime Crossfire. Wukong's been in the league forever, and it just seems like they're playing well. The skill is there, but for lack of a better term, the way I'm seeing ults being used in fights play out here on the side of Cosmic Omnics, they remind me a lot of my ladder games. It looks like a low to mid plat game right now, the way the ults are used. Which I know that's the SR cap of this league, but once you're scrimming and practicing with your teammates, that's not good enough. If the tracking and the ults look as good as they do in my ladder games, that's totally fine. But the coordination from Cosmic Omnics are also at that level, and I think that's what the problem is.
Yeah, and I Need Healing is the exact opposite. They are dissecting these fights incredibly well, using the ults at perfect times and having plenty in each and every team fight to take out that one mistake where they stacked the support ults. And they've actually been incredibly disciplined, incredibly smart with their ults. And then even then, like, we talk about stacking support ults, but stacking a Moira and Mercy ult isn't the hugest deal, since both of them are kind of moderately throwaway ults.
It's not like they were going to save you from a grab either way, right?
Yeah,
so that's fair enough.
Exactly.
But it's still probably not the best look, and probably something we would try to avoid. But between maps 1 and 2, I brought up our Fog's inclusion could be the difference maker for Cosmic Omnics, and we do see her being subbed in here for Wukong, as Cat is going to stay in that backline. Last time they were in this league, I Need Healing had a phenomenal regular season record, and that might be looking at a repeat here so far, as the team has kind of been able to stick together and to keep that synergy. Our Falk, after serving a map ban, is back in. I Need Healing are currently 2-0 up against Cosmic Omnics here in the season opener in the Overwatch Oasis League as we head to Hanamura. We're just missing Birch. I believe they're just we're trying to sub everybody in, and Birch is kind of dealing with another voice chat issue. And the way Hanamura plays out, Kirby, I think Cosmic Omnics might just try the monkey again.
Perhaps, and bringing in AJ means they want to try Sombra again too, and I actually like that idea. I really think that it wasn't necessarily just the Sombra that was the reason they lost Busan there. In fact, quite the opposite. It was the reason that they were actually able to capture the point a couple times there on the points that they used. So, we'll see what they want to do here with the Sombra. Maybe getting that Winston and Zarya with the Sombra could be what they need, especially if they can get hacks on Zombie Dylan, put so much pressure on him. Again, he's kind of remaining uncontested here. Cosmic Omnics have not shown too high a proficiency in terms of long-range hit scan that I Need Healing has shown. I mean, Crossfire's doing all right when he's played the Ashe and McCree, but not as good as Zombie Dylan.
Blood's looking very popular in chat right now, understandably so. Bloods, your thoughts so far?
Sorry, I was chewing. I Need Healing did a really great job stalling out that second point of defense side. Overall, like you guys were saying, Kuro did a really great job overall, like bubbling in times to stall out that time, because in the end it was just a one fight territory, which allowed I Need Healing to just dominate in it. And throughout the whole time, Zombie Dylan has been consistently doing really great on his swaps, not only like just staying as Ashe, but swapping to McCree. McCree, I think, helped out a lot in the long run for I Need Healing, so it's been very entertaining. I was unfortunate for Syndicate. I'm actually very impressed, because there was a lot of times where I thought like his blade was not gonna get anybody, but he ended up like pulling it out and getting like at least two people to get the fight moving and his team to push in, even though it was looking like it was a lost fight.
Yes, Syndicate, I think, very much embodied the boom or bust nature that is picking Genji here. So it's going to be, I mean, it looks like Syndicate is now back on the tank as Cosmic Omnics head into what is a must-win map for them. I Need Healing heading into a match point, of course. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Cloud, who has recently started doing predictions and power rankings as well, Cloud Lemon, thought this would end up 3-1 towards I Need Healing, unless I'm mistaken. So good chance for us to live up to Cloud's lofty expectations. As we get ready for both sides, I believe we're getting ready to head into Hanamura, and like Kirby, if I Need Healing were good at stalling on a payload map, imagine the things they could do on a 2CP.
Yeah, I know, and they start on the defense here too. Like, it'd be really heartbreaking Cosmic Omnics to not capture both of these points on Hanamura. I think that have been really disciplined on the D tier. If you saw me doing on that Ashe, so yeah, they're gonna have to figure something out. We do have a completely new support lineup. Perhaps maybe also play a little bit of a rush hop. Perhaps I'm not 100% sure what Into the Mystic will play. We'll have to see. That will be, I think, the key factor for Cosmic Omnics, if they can maybe get a little bit of that extra support. What's flexibility maybe, because even on those previous maps, you know, Wukong was mostly just playing the Moira, and we saw Cat kind of go into Mercy, Lucio, and play a little BAP here and there, so we'll have to see.
So once again, we have volunteering Kuro sticking onto this tank line here on the side of I Need Heal. On the side of I Need Healing, as Syndicate Slayer now back on the tank line for Cosmic Omnics. Anime, are we expecting another Sombra appearance here, or are we going to probably see them switch it up now?
Yeah, I think Flash on the McCree right now. That is very possible. We'll see if they want to go.
Yeah, Nation banking for a Kuro Widow appearance. Kirby, sounds like we might have lost here for a little bit. Fingers crossed for Kirby. Kuro here on the Diva. Looking to get some control of the high ground window on the top right. So that's going to be a lot of brawling power that Syndicate and Pokken are going to have over them.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I was experiencing some ping issues there.
No worries.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see here. AJ is looking like he's going to go onto the McCree. We'll have to see. He did flash a little bit on Busan, so yeah, they're going for kind of not necessarily a rush comp, you know, a very Raleigh.
Alright, Zom Dylan with an early pick onto Anime as Malevolent is on the back line. Zipped around trying to keep everybody healed up. Kuro was so low already. And there's a junk grab behind you, Kuro. Turn around. Oh, don't turn around. It doesn't matter. Zom Dylan's just going to kill everybody. That's a triple kill. A glorious start to the map for Zom Dylan here. As the Wrestling Birds is going to take down Pokken as well. A great hold coming out from I Need Healing. We have Dylan once again returning to not just hunt but pummel their former teammates. And it does look like the Mercy Lucio might not be enough healing on the side of Cosmic Omnics here, Kirby.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to see if they want to make any swaps here. I don't hate this comp though. I think they have the right idea. Maybe they just need to get into a better position and not be as vulnerable to Zombie Dylan.
Or it looks like they're having to back up a little bit. A big pin coming from Kuro as a Volunteer pins Pokken up against the wall, turning around with the Shatter as well. Great work here from I Need Healing, a very decisive Earth Shatter. As soon as Pokken went down, the Shatter came out. I Need Healing was another very clinical fight here.
Yeah, and it's interesting they're playing the D.Va on defense. We are going to see the tire come out from Nifty Chipmunk. Hopefully, we'll see if they can go in on that.
Yeah, some aggression coming from Cosmic Omnics now as a Syndicate Slayer taking an extremely aggressive position. Is the grab going to go? Yes, it is. The Shatter is there as well. Bit of an over ult here, but I suppose it's better to win fast than to win slow like they did on Blizzard World. And the high noon of anime here is going to be absolutely massive. Of course, you're going to have to pull that off in a position where Zom Dylan can't pick your head off. But my hopes are high for this push if they can go fast enough, hoping to preserve some of that momentum.
Yeah, no, they weren't letting what happened to them on Blizzard World happen to them. They were closing that team fight out right away. That was just that.
Alright, there's a couple fire strikes being traded right now, and Cosmic Omnics is going to set up into a rhythm here, setting up on that high ground, finding a home there. As it looks like Kuro is just going to push up and pressure a little bit. Kuro, hello? What are you? Oh, above. Could be nice. The shield is up though, not finding anybody. Kuro with a really risky dive there, and I think the intention was to eventually whip out that D.Va bomb, but had me breathing heavy for a second. Got me on Doki Doki. Kuro then gets some Syndicate in the back line. A big pin coming up from Pokken as well. Pushing that bomb back, Volunteer taking that auto fog, and it looks like I Need Healing is once again going to regain control and momentum of this map. Nifty with the Molten Core online as well. That is going to be absolutely massive on a 2CP map as the Valkyrie of Malevolent is going to keep everybody up as well. Volunteer with the Earth Shatter online, but Cosmic Omnics coming up onto 3 Ls as Pokken switching over the D.Va Zarya. Kirby, talk to me.
Well, I was originally going to say that I liked that fight actually from Cosmic Omnics. They were very they held onto their ults, so they have a really good chance with both DPS ults to try and capture point B. And yeah, the Zarya D.Va, that is definitely an interesting look here. We'll have to see. I'm not 100% sure what to make of this.
So the engage, it wraps around the left side, and now some point pressure is being applied. Volunteer just walks behind them and lays down the hammer. A triple kill! Animate, that's absolutely massive! The res comes up from Syndicate as well. It looks like it's a 6-on-3 fight here on point. Win fast, win now, Cosmic Omnics. Syndicate Slayer takes out Volunteer as well. Anime carrying that team on their backs. Crossfire now with the Riptire ready to go on the Junkrat. Might just be an early pick here. Oh my goodness, Cosmic Omnics getting so much work done, but now, I Need Healing is looking to repeat their stall heroics here, and the grab comes out into the spawn. Syndicate, a little bit of a cheeky ult here to keep everybody back and zoned out. Zom Dylan doesn't manage to touch in time, and it does look like Cosmic Omnics, after some odd compositions, is proving us wrong and capping with 2 minutes to spare.
Yeah, that was a great final fight there from Cosmic Omnics, perfect, but also a mistake from I Need Healing. They left the high ground a little too quickly. They didn't have anyone to contest AJ there, and he got among the easiest high noons that you'll ever see. So great play though from Cosmic Omnics to force I Need Healing off of the high ground. They applied so much pressure. I think maybe they got a boop or two with the Diva, and yeah, they didn't even need to use the tire to close out that fight. That was crazy.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
So it looks like Volunteer is going to whip the Winston out. So it's not Cosmic Omnics. It is I Need Healing letting the Winston fly here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, finally going something else than the Rhine at main tank. We'll have to see if Volunteer, again, mostly known for playing Rhine and Orisa, can add Monkey to the hero.
I mean, given the current meta, Monkey in your repertoire is going to be absolutely massive. Zombillion gets taken down nice and early. A super aggressive dive from Volunteer, kind of a brute force dive as well. Monkey goes in with the bubble on top of them. The bubble shield comes out right on top of that as well, and the pin. I don't know how I felt about that dive. It wasn't quite. It was just straight. It was just a rush to point, Kirby. It wasn't. I don't think they isolated the target there.
Yeah, but we do see still on this McCree, definitely someone who can take out any dive targets, and they're gonna go back to the brawl. I like it. The Widow, I'm not 100% sure about it. I like that so much, especially on point A Hanamura, where you have a lot of corners and sidelines to play. We'll have to see how it works out for the Ash.
Alright, Volunteer slowly and surely making their play on support, and the patience plays up as Kurio is able to use that high charge to that Pokken, and it looks like, okay, Mystic is going to hang out in the backline here looking for cheeky reds, eventually is forced to back out and not resurrect Pokken here. Oh, a pin comes out! Anime! Oh, the high noon heroics are not going to be repeated. No do-overs this time as Volunteer with a very quick and decisive pin, canceling the high noon. The Deadeye is no more as I Need Healing. Once again, they know how to win fights and win fights quickly.
And yeah, look at this. They're coming up on 5 ults right now. This could get nasty for Cosmic Omnics, but they are getting close to the tire. That could potentially even out the fight, and every pick for the defender is going to be huge.
And how are you going to utilize the coalescence here if you're Arfalk?
Maybe you use it early. Actually, they might not need to. They're going to start with the here.
That's absolutely massive because, you know, if you're Kuro, if you're a Nifty Chipmunk, you already have your ult. It's not like you can charge 2 at a time. So when you're in ult disadvantage, winning fast is actually absolutely massive because that allows everybody else on your team to pick him up quick as well. Especially Crossfire, it's just the tire there on the side of Cosmic Omnics. So this is an extremely important kill for them to have picked up to level the playing field here.
Yeah, but great.
Oi, Dylan, what an opening into that fight. Nifty Chipmunk does get pinned though, just maybe overstepping that shield here. As Pokken does manage to the pin onto Nifty. And the Shatter comes out, only finding Pokken, but that oh my goodness, Volunteer eventually does go Kirby too quick. And it does look like Cosmic Omnics are able to hold on here. Uncharacteristically sloppy here from I Need Healing. You get the early pick onto Mystic, right? Zombillion hitting a crazy shot there. And you just steam forward straight onto the point, but it did look like they maybe slowed down a little more than they perhaps should have, and it does look like Cosmic Omnics are able to buy themselves a little more time.
I thought for sure that Malevolent Mango was going to... So the way Volunteer pushed people down the stairs and then got the shadow.
Oh, Zom Dylan gets taken down, but oh, Mystic goes to an extremely risky res and ends up paying with their life. That's absolutely massive. Oh my goodness, flashbang cancels, not doesn't cancel, pauses the blade. Nifty takes on anime, Burst faces a Pokken as well. I need healing, they're done playing around, they just want to cap point right here, and right now they have a minute's advantage over Kosmic Omnics, so it's up to KO. Our focus on point, trying their best to stall this out, as I don't think anybody can touch here. Can Anime do it? No, they cannot. A 50-second advantage here over Kosmic Omnics. I need healing with a very decisive win here.
And I kind of have to question what Crossfire is thinking there. He kind of revealed himself by trying to get to the other high ground, and he got to a high ground that made him more vulnerable. I think he should have stayed up where he was, kept throwing in the pot shots, and threw in the tire right away. I mean, he had the Mercy and the Moira, Malevolent Mango, and Resting Birch Face very vulnerable. They could have taken those out and possibly turned it around. So it's one of those things in the moment, you're trying to find the best way to stall, but sometimes you just gotta not overthink that and just kind of go for the tire there.
I understand Mystic's urge to go for the resurrection there, especially given it's on that high ground. But Anime was, it's not like Anime was hiding, sorry, yeah. I understand, I believe it was Mango that went for the res, I apologize. That's just not the play. And they're gonna have to revisit what Mystic was doing there with that resurrection, as the Zom Dylan was there, I believe, with the stun. Not the stun, sorry. Nifty was there with the just with the Genji Shurikens, eventually taking Mystic out, and that kind of really shifted the tide of the fight.
Now we're actually gonna see a double sniper comp coming out here from I Need Healing. This is gonna be pretty tough to crack for Kosmic Omnics, but they do have a Hanzo of their own, so we'll see which one of these Hanzos can get the pick. That Ash Dynamite is going to be a huge problem for Kosmic Omnics. They're going to have a tough time just getting through this choke.
Well, it looks like, I Need Healing is going to back up here and let Kosmic Omnics walk forward, but Kosmic Omnics taking a little bit of damage, and Pokken decided to back up here. Crossfire is literally one! Someone breathe on that Hanzo! Ah! Oh, I'm panicking. But it doesn't look like Pokken goes in extremely deep, getting chunked down to a third. Syndicate very low as well, eventually getting pinned up against the wall. The res is there, Mystic does this time not making any positioning errors, but Pokken does get taken down with a barrage of storm arrows to the face. Zom Dylan taking on Anime as well. Last fight now for Kosmic Omnics to make a dent here. This is going to be pretty rough. We have Pokken now switching over onto that Diva, as Crossfire now has the dragons ready to go. Arfalk with the coalescence as well, which in my book is just the bad dragons.
I actually like the swap onto Diva here because he can keep the dynamites and maybe even the storm arrows too. You could put a lot of pressure off of them getting off the choke, but
yeah, eating, but not eating enough, as a Volunteer does go down, but number Syndicate Slayer gets picked as well. Dumped with a double with the Bob. You love to see it, as a Resting Birch Rate now burns down Arfalk with the coalescence, the Moira on Moira violence. Kuro as well, finding two. Kuro so consistent so far today on that Zarya, as a Crossfire now, a Desperation Dragons. Is that Hanzo going to be able to touch? Just back away from the point. So Crossfire does manage to be able to touch. Zom Dylan with a very quick kill onto Crossfire. The Dragons come out into the Mystic and Arfalk are both caught in spawn. That's gotta hurt. Volunteer with a celebratory shatter. I Need Healing are just hunting for one tick to make sure it is a victory on the return to the Overwatch Oasis League.
Yeah, and wouldn't that be dominant, getting off to this 3-0 lead and possibly getting a 4-0 on a team that has incredibly high expectations. I don't know if Kosmic Omnics got 4-0'd last season at all, so you know, this is a pretty... I was definitely kind of expecting this, like in terms of I Need Healing to start off strong and play well, but man, they are even impressing me based on the expectations that I had. They are, I mean, Zombie Dylan is just something else, man. Like, wow.
Yeah, Zom Dylan is absolutely popping up so far today. Once again, I know that's a storyline we've beat to death already, but you love to see a player come back and haunt their old teammates. A little bit of beef there, I assume. Just a tick now, as Anime is now onto the major, trying to hold onto this. Pokken with a very late switch onto that Orisa, which isn't a horrible pick, but Syndicate is already on the Zarya, and that's confusing to me. And the late switch.
Be able to get back to make this a
oh
5v6?
My Kirby, what is happening? Orisa's not fast.
No idea. And look at this teleporter strap. This map's over.
It's over. Pokken is still in spawn, Anime's down low, so is Crossfire. The Immo field gets melted already. Zomdilla getting picked, and Kuro goes down. The Zomdilla finding a double Resin Burst Fate's getting Arfolk as well. That's as fast as that'll get. Cosmic Omnics look a little bit boomed, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah, they kind of probably knew that they had lost this series, and then they know all the opportunities that they had, all the chances, all the ults that they didn't use, all the combos that they didn't quite get set up. It's a lot of the little things they're just not getting right, but also a lot of the fundamentals too, where I Need Healing is just kind of really dominating them in that fact. It's they're not winning based off of technical skill. It's just a lot of those basics, a lot of the little details. They're doing an excellent job, and yeah, I Need Healing already looking like maybe they need to even go higher in the power rankings than number 3. I mean, it's really early. Obviously, we have so many other teams to see, but just watching them play by the eye test, they look like they've got it.
I mean, just based on what we've seen so far with the team play of I Need Healing and the coordination of the teamwork that's coming out, White Walkers are going to have a hell of a job on their hands defending the championship, because I Need Healing isn't the only strong team rolling around. It's going to be a lot of action close to the top of the table here this season here in the Overwatch Oasis League. I Need Healing have locked down the win, 3-0 up in the series now. Of course, we are going to play out the map 4 for map differential. For the longest time last season, first and second were split just by a single map between C9 and White Walkers up until halfway through the season. So this every map counts here in the Overwatch Oasis League, and Dorado is going to be somewhere that Cosmic Omnics are going to try to redeem themselves and prove Cloud Lemon's predictions correct.
Yeah, and even also last season, we literally saw a perfect tie between We The Ops and Valhalla. They were both 5 and 6 with a map differential of, I believe, -5, and it ended up We The Ops won the week 1 battle all the way back then, and they had the tiebreaker. Granted, it didn't matter because it was seeding didn't quite as matter as much as long as if you weren't in the top 3, because obviously we had teams pick their opponents, and White Walkers obviously picked We The Ops and were able to beat them then, so it wasn't like a huge deal, but still, overall, like, it's one map. That scenario could have easily have happened for the 3 and the 2 seed, and I think Nova had it by quite a bit, but even like the 3 and the 4 seed, it was, yeah, look at this. We literally had a case where Cosmic Omnics missed out on the 3rd seed by 1 map because they lost the tiebreaker to Diving Phoenix. They both were 8 and 3, the +13 map differential.
Coming into map 4, I'm going to be curious to see if Cosmic Omnics does any experimenting. Since the series is gone anyways, do you just treat this map like a scrim? Do you try something fun, run a pirate ship? That's going to be super interesting to figure out. Mo Black has a complaint for the casting team here, Kirby. Apparently I am too animated and too loud. So maybe going to try a very calm way of casting now, because as we do know, a lot of people meditate to Overwatch, so I do apologize for messing anybody's kind of zen and flow up. But coming on to Dorado, we're going to expect more Monkey coming up from Pokken, right?
Sorry, Sorry, one more time.
Pokken probably will just play more monkey, right? Given that we're coming onto Dorado.
Oh yeah, we'll see. I'm not 100% sure. These map 4s are always kind of toss-ups. How much teams, want to win them. I'm sure Cosmic Omnics do want to win this map for sure. They're all about finding the positives in each match. I mean, remember last year, I believe they started off 0-1 as well. They lost to C9, which, well, that did turn into a win eventually, but they were able to take a map off of C9, so, and then they kind of were able to take that positive momentum and kind of ran with it towards the back half of the season. One thing I wanna say is Cosmic Omnics are not at full strength. A lot of the new players that we were talking about actually are not present tonight. We don't see Dr. Penguin, who we saw in that I Need Healing Cosmic Omnics preseason exhibition scrim, and he was actually doing really good, and he was very flexible on the tank. I think we have seen some lack of flexibility from the tank. We've mostly just seen, the Zarya and the Ryan and the Winston, and that's about it from Cosmic Omnics. Granted, we've only really seen the Ryan and Zarya from I Need Healing, so perhaps that's not a good excuse, but also they're missing its roster and a couple other DPS that they were hoping to get in here, and no one should count out Cosmic Omnics yet. I'm maybe a little bit lower on them because I haven't seen them improve in terms of team coordination from last year, but I do think that they still have a lot of talent on this roster, and I think they will be able to figure it out.
So, given all the given that I Need Healing were able to make a creative strategy of the Symmetra work on Hanamura, really hoping for a pirate ship here if that's possible. We got, the stakes are a little lower now. Maybe some of the nerves have left your shoulders. You just secured the dub. Mo Black won't follow me on Instagram, so I don't know why I have an Instagram anymore. This is probably the most disappointing chat I've ever received. Crypto, chill, dog. Goddamn. All right, chat's picking back up. On the attacking side, we have. Okay, this is gonna be super interesting. We have a full dive coming out on the side of Cosmic Omnics with Slim Thought and Pokken coming out with the Monkey Diva. As the Rhine Zarya, it's going to be I Need Healing is unavailable with this Rhine Zarya, which is an interesting pick on Dorado.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to see that. We are going to kind of see another kind of divey rush sprawl hybrid thing here from Cosmic Omnics, though on the defense. This will be very interesting, and we're actually going to see Zombie Dylan go to the Sombra this time around again, just showing off that DPS flexibility.
So Crossfires gets picked up early on as I Need Healing proving me wrong. The Rhine Zarya is working. AJ is just going to try to come up, stall a point for a little bit, reunite with her team, and is not going to make out alive as Malevolent is going to get the pick onto everybody's favorite cowboy. Cosmic Omnics have yet to have a chance to set up this dive, and I don't know if we're going to be able to even contest here. They might just roll through point A here super quickly, Kirby.
I mean, yeah, it's tough to run a brawl dive hybrid here. You almost would want maybe a Genji to pair with the McCree. I don't know, maybe you want different healers. I'm not 100% sure about this comp from Cosmic Omnics. They seem to be kind of grasping at straws, trying to find anything to work here.
Alright, so the hack does come out onto the Divas. Slim Thing is forced to back up a little bit. Alright, the Dragons come up with the grab, and Crossfire answering back with the Death Blossom, finding a double kill. We've seen a lot of Reaper action so far today. But they do end up eventually paying with their life. Slim Thick, though, does end up getting a kill with that baby diva form. Som Dylan losing that duel against a D-mech'd Korean gamer. That's gotta hurt, but Slim Thick eventually is going to get skill beamed down from CDM McFluff. The skill beam and the skill orb, the deadly duo of the Moira. Zom Dylan, though, goes down with Zom Dylan now with the EMP intact and ready to go, and I don't think KO has anything to answer with here. Anime with a double eventually does end up paying with their life for it, but Kosmic Omnics are now one up as it looks to seem for an on to the point. The pin coming out and not quite finding anybody from Slim Thick. Malevolent just beaming down the backline. Mystic sent back to spawn yet again. The Valve comes out from a Resting Birch phase as well. Slim Thick going down. I don't think the payload has stopped, Kirby.
It has barely stopped, and props to Malevolent Mango again, showing some great stuff on Zarya too. Like, God, what? No matter who they sub in for, I Need Healing here, they just have a good Ryan Zarya comp. Like, it's just kind of weird. Maybe when they swap people out, they're just hoping to play a little bit different styles. It looks like this time they're just playing super aggressive, and Crown Goblin is known as a very aggressive Rhyme. Possibly can be known as a bit of a feeder at points, like we just saw there.
There you go, Kirby. Eat your words, as most casters have to do. I don't know, chat. Talk to me. Do they look boomed? Do Cosmic Omnics look boomed, chat? Because they look boomed to me. But I might just be hypercritical right now as I'm trying to motor mouth this cast. Crossfire does have that Death Blossom online yet again. Nifty just taking a little bit of damage, getting healed back up, no worries. Kron looking to find some damage. Oh my goodness, Kron gets deleted by Crossfire. As the Death Blossom is still online, the res comes out, a really ambitious pin giver from Slim Thick. I'm worried, but I'm not anymore. A huge shadow coming out, Slim Thick and Crossfire trying to kill a piece. Anime starting to clean up the fight. Cosmic Omnics, just as I say they look boomed, finally getting some muscle out and holding the point here.
Yeah, I like the swap to the Ryan Zarya. One thing I was thinking about is we have Pokken playing the Winston there. Slim Thick has, I believe, played Roadhog in the past. I almost wonder if maybe they could have gone with some Roadhog comps. I think maybe that could have helped displace some of the members of I Need Healing and kind of put a damper on some of the plans, because that's what I Need Healing has been doing so well. They have these plans on what else they want to combo, like right here with the Grab Dragons, and they just get it done.
That's a clean grab, and that's the tank line deleted. Mystic goes down as well. Crossfire, buddy. Oh no. Crossfire lets the Death Blossom rip, but well, we all see how that ended. I Need Healing now in one fight territory as he closed Dorado up. A full push with time remaining on Dorado was seriously impressive. Like we said, all through Streets phase, it didn't look like the payload stopped at all, and I Need Healing has the time back to show for it as well.
And 4 ults as well. They only had to use the Grab Dragons. This is looking incredibly good.
Alright, so the Shatter comes out to counter the grab. That's absolutely fantastic from Krong. Oh, really deep in the one. Now I'm stressed yet again. CDM McFluff there with the Coalescence taking down Crossfire, making that a double kill as Arfall goes down as well. Slim Thick just hard shielding. That's a super ambitious res, and it doesn't pay off Mystic. I don't even know if they can touch here, Kirby.
Crossfire FPS is able to. Oh, but AJ dies again.
Oh, that's rough. The ball is spinning, but it seems like they're just delaying the inevitable. A huge shatter, though. Both tanks going down. This could be massive, but the Valk is there from Resting Burst Phase to keep everybody alive. Arfall wandering into quite dangerous territory just to heal everybody up. That's what your healers do for you, ladies and gentlemen. Into the Mystic goes down as well. The Hyden goes up. Not finding anybody. The Deadeye does not connect to anything other than Krong's shield. I Need Healing complete the map with 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining.
Again, beautiful communications. They must have called out where AJ was going because they knew he was flanking behind, and Crown Goblin immediately flipped that shield. So yeah, I Need Healing trying to get this dominant start to their season. They are not missing a beat. And that's what they've always been. They've always been a hyper-competitive team. They're not gonna come out and be cute on map 4 after they've won. You know, they're gonna try and win every map that they can.
Ready for battle.
I think you're absolutely correct. I Need Healing is not here to play any games. They're just here to make a statement. We're back. Last time we were first seed, and we intend on retaining that crown. And I Need Healing are already telling us nice and early on this season that it's going to be an absolute bloodbath at the top of the table this season.
Yeah, I know. I'm interested to see the other teams that will be at the top. I did put White Walkers at number 1 in the power rankings, and I expect them to be pretty good as well. And I did put Diving Phoenix at number 2, but I could see a world in which they regress without Honey Biscuits, and there are just a lot of question marks for some of these teams from synergy standpoint, from rebuilding standpoints. You know, we'll have to see which teams can really rise to the top. Maybe some of the teams that struggled last year will be able to, you know, make a comeback. I'm especially looking at Tension Tactics, who look like a rejuvenated roster. I'm excited to see them play.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think a lot of people are pretty high on Prodigy Noobs as well. A new team, but looking extremely spicy already. White Walkers have players moving on to off-road, so it'll be interesting to see how they adapt there. And Diving Phoenix, a similar story to White Walkers, losing some key pieces, so it's going to be interesting to see if they're still the force of nature to be reckoned with. A lot of moving pieces here playing out of the top of the table. What we don't see playing out here is the Payload making too much progress, as I Need Healing just locked the point down. Nifty Chipmunk gets an exit pick onto Crossfires as well. Cosmic Omnics are going to be forced to back up. No! Slim Thicket just should walk onto the point and engage this fight even though their McCree just died. Interesting choice here as Anime goes down yet again. Cosmic Omnics now finally back up to restart this.
Yeah, and they tried the double shield at first, and I definitely thought it could have worked, but once again, like, communication just isn't quite there, and Zombie Dylan's still able to find value on this Ashe, just throwing in these dynamites with such raw efficiency. Already almost has Bob here, 90 seconds into the
Charging up.
Nifty going for a pretty ambitious flank here. Shotguns landing, but the flashbang is different from Crossfire, forcing out the Wraith form. Anime eventually does take down Nifty Chipmunk. That aggression not paying off. The Coalescence just melting through Croc here. The High Noon is out. The Earth Shatter doesn't connect, and neither does the Deadeye here. Just the Bob left on point. Just melt the Bob, ladies and gentlemen. I think you'll be okay. Oh, here we go. The Coalescence. Okay, committed here. Mystic here finding 5 with that beat to keep everybody alive. The sound barrier, they're so crucial to keep everybody through all that damage.
Chipmunk here up on the high ground has the death blossom.
Chipmunk is running into the spicy. The grab comes out as does the death blossom. Oh, that's absolutely massive as Croc wants the double kill with the pin as well. I Need Healing. Just 90 seconds now. Crossfire just chilling. I don't know, Kirby.
Oh no, here comes Nifty Chipmunk.
Crossfire! Oh my goodness, what is this? This is some mystery heroes that I'm seeing.
But now he needs to get back to the low ground.
You need to leave, buddy. Okay, the Hanzo is there to help. Crossfire has pulled it off. The absolute Madland. I don't believe what I've just seen. Kronk comes through with a kill onto Crossfire, but Slim Thick is there to answer with a Shatter and a pin. Mystic now fresh onto that Zenyatta selection as well, finding a kill onto the backline. Nifty going down. Cosmic Omnics do eventually end up pushing past A off the back of some audacious positioning of Crossfire.
I saw him like not backing towards the team, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you got a Moira and a Ryan right on you. You gotta get back to your team. Luckily,
this is why we cast map 4s, Kirby, because they get to watch stuff. You telling me this happened on the map too? No way, dude. So the Bob does come up onto point here, laying down the fire. Slim Thick trying to pin back onto their team, but does eventually end up paying with their life. A Shatter coming out, Krong there just to flex. There's no better Riot energy than laying down the Shatter and just walking away, knowing that your DPS will clean up the fight. Nifty finding a double kill, but catching a Storm Arrow to the head. So I Need Healing might be forced to play a little bit slower until their DPS are back.
Yeah, let's see if they can win this fight before before Nifty Chipmunk can get the Death Blossom, they might be able to build the Transcendence. I don't know though. I don't think they're gonna have the Transcendence or the Death Blossom.
Alright, Grab Dragon's out, coming up from the side of Cosmic Omnics. The Coalescence is doing everything it can to keep everybody up, and Anime does eventually actually get melted for it, so it is an even fight right now. But just as I said, the Kron takes down Slim Thick, Poke goes down as well. I Need Healing just looking so tight and coordinated and eking out those fine margins needed to win team fights, Kirby.
Yeah. Oh no, Arfog in trouble here in the corner.
Oh my goodness, Arfog. Chat, just a little insight. If you hear me say "Aya," that means that's stress territory. If you hear any Cantonese person exclaim "Aya," you know that you've messed up. But so we have Krong lining up on the cart here, but looking to back up and play. Looks like they're trying to play Koya. I'm not sure what's going on, but it looks like they've also abandoned Nifty in the back line. The Trans comes out, the Discord is on Nifty as well. The Shatter not quite finding anybody. The pin coming out, but the Trans is still offline. You're kind of gonna have to play slower here. Oh, Slim Thick sidestepping the shield, shattering the back line. Krong and Wrestling Bird's face both go down. Cosmic Omnics are going to able to keep the payload moving.
Yeah, a little too telegraphed there from Nifty Chipmunk on the Death Blossom into the Mystic. You could just tell he was like waiting for that moment, and he had the Transcendence. Great Transcendence, though. I mean, you only have about a second to react before you're dead.
Kirby, where's Crossfire's going? Oh, this is going to a massive dead eye. Okay, Crossfire's now returned back to the high ground, but they did go on a really cheeky flank, and Nifty did end up paying for it. The pin coming out now, not finding anybody. The counter pin there not landing either. Now, dueling Coalescence here on point. Nifty diving into the backline, trying to melt Pokken on the Zarya, but Arfalk with a massive Coalescence coming out here. A great performance from her so far this evening. Long now with the Shatter ready to go. The payload is moving forward, 90 seconds and remaining. Cosmic Omnics under a little bit of a time crunch on the payload map yet again, Kirby.
I'm not 100% sure why Kron went in that soon in that team fight. He could have waited a little bit, and even the bubble was mistimed. They got it while he was pinned instead of when he was in the team fight, so just a little bit of a mistake here, but Cosmic Omnics with a lot of ults here. And
the Shatter comes out. Krong just did not have that shield ready to go. Cosmic Omnics might just be able to finish this with time. They're already behind on the time bank, but you know, the more the merrier, I suppose. Nifty does go down, a lovely Discord coming out. Mystic is making it work on the Zen.
And here we go, let's see, they still have several ults to use to try and close this map out, but they have to be careful if they take too long. Yep, here's the grab.
The transitive across finding a double kill. No supports on the point for I Need Healing. Not living up to their name here as Cosmic Omnics do manage to complete with a minute remaining. That is half the time that I Need Healing have, but if you win the first fight here, especially in a convincing fashion, Kirby, you can snowball the rest of the map in OT.
Yeah, and even if you just get it to just before point A on Dorado, you can hold that. Like, that is not an impossible 2-minute hold. So, still incredibly winnable here for Cosmic Omnics, looking to, you know, end here with at least something positive to take away, something to look at and figure out what's working. Again, I think they're kind of looking the best on these Ryan Zarya comps, if I'm being honest. AJ actually looking pretty solid on the Hanzo here too, so again, they're missing a lot of players tonight, and I will say I do believe I Need Healing are also down a couple players as well, but you know, we'll see. I do think that there are better days ahead for Cosmic Omnics no matter what happens here, and even still with a less than ideal roster, or like not a full not at full strength, like most of these maps have been close. Not like nail-biting, like 100%, like, oh my god, if just one little thing went, they would have won. But tightly contested, like both teams were winning plenty of team fights in the maps.
And as a Zen main, how is Mystic doing on the Zenyatta after the switch over?
I think he's doing incredibly well. He's building up these transcendences incredibly quickly, and I think the Discord is really helping here. I think, you know, maybe they could have used that in this game Kron Goblin and whoever Volunteer, whoever was playing on the Reinhardt, they were doing a good job with shield discipline as well, and maybe getting that Discord Orb in there could have helped them to focus that shield a little bit more, and especially leave them vulnerable if there were no bubbles from the Zarya.
Our Kron gets taken out early in this fight as Poking gets a kill as well. I Need Healing are just going to back up here, wait for their tanks to return and get a second contest here, but they're pressing that advantage. Oh my goodness, that Junk is going to die. Nifty goes down, so they're not going to get a full team fight contest here before we hit point B.
Yeah, this is a huge chance for Kosmic Omnics. They're getting close to a couple ults here, but no, into the Mystic.
Alright, so the high noon is deployed, could be massive, but Zomdillion gets moved up the high ground after eating a flurry of sticky bombs from Crossfire. Anime does get melted as it looks like, oh my goodness, Zomdillion is going to get some work done. Krong is going to get rezzed as well. I Need Healing are pushing forward, they might just be able to make it work. Slim Thick is caught along with Arfalk in that grab, both get deleted by a hammer swing. I Need Healing now have a win condition online.
Yeah, and into the Mystic going down early in that fight, not able to use the Transcendence. I think they could have won that fight with the Transcendence, but actually pretty solid push here. Very, very winnable here for Kosmic Omnics, but also incredibly smart from I Need Healing to disengage from that fight. They knew that they had lost the basically full hold on Dorado, and they knew that just make sure that you keep that good spawn in order to defend again on point A. And that's what they did. It was a little close. Nifty Chipmunk did go down there, but they had the support alts to contest and kind of survive in a long fight, especially with defender's advantage.
If you're I Need Healing fan here, you're hoping Nifty Chipmunk stays on this Pharah, given that there isn't really a hit scan to deal with her. Nifty Chipmunk seemingly able to play whatever they're handed so far today. I cannot stress this enough. As the season opener, I've been so incredibly impressed with the performance that we've seen from I Need Healing.
Yeah, they are coming out swinging right now. Like I wasn't really expecting anything less. I probably would have picked them to win the game if I had, made a prediction. I definitely thought it would have been close. And maybe a little bit closer, I think, like, at least a map 4, or like what's the word, not worthwhile, but like, a map 4 that would decide the game if it was...
Right.
I didn't think they were gonna get off to this strong start, so again, they are just exceeding my expectations, but let's see if they can close it out here on Dorado, get that 4-0, get that statement victory right off the bat, or if Kosmic Omnics can get the one map that could actually, be useful for them down the stretch.
Interestingly enough, we see Nifty playing it pretty far back, not taking advantage of the fact that there's no hit scan counted to that Pharah, and it's just going to play for shield break and splash damage right now, not choosing to jump over that little bridge. Pokin and Slim Thick getting a kill apiece, and now that's the go button press. Krong super low as well, does get melted by Pokin. Zomdillion respawning, but it's too little too late, as we're close to one fight territory. It's not absolutely so, but both teams know the pressure's up. Now Nifty, I did say they were playing very safe, but that safety has enabled them to build up a very untroubled barrage here. Just dodge the Hanzo headshots and we should be good to go.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, AJ with a nice
Oh my goodness, Nifty gets taken down nice and early, and I don't think that's in a resolable position. That's rough. The Koala that comes up from Arfalk as well. A massive shatter coming out from Slim Thick. 30 seconds remaining. You better die fast. I Need Healing because Kosmic Omnics is refusing to go out 4-0. So they eventually just get healed up, but I share your stress there. Kirby, Anime getting a kill onto Krong, so this is squeaky bum time on the side of I Need Healing.
Ooh, AJ's down, but Zombie Dylan is too. They need to use these ults fast. Crossfire needs to rip out this tire.
Alright, Mystic gets taken down as a great Purple Man once said, no resurrections this time. Anime into the backline, but Senior! Oh my goodness, Senior McFluff shoots that tire out of the air. Crossfire and Slim Thick both going down, so I Need Healing are going to continue to push forward. Nifty Chipmunk gets healed up as well. Krong, crucially, with the Shatter online. No time to point to block him right now. Anime gets tucked down solo. The Dragons are deployed, but Dylan cancels it. What a rampage this man has been on today. Pokken gets taken down as well. The Reds comes out super risky. Mystic gets melted mid-Reds yet again. Crossfire punching Burtrace into wall. Dylan, Nifty Chipmunk, the DPS of Andy Healing are on a roll. The Shatter comes out, but it might be too little too late as I Need Healing are pushing the payload closer and closer to the finish line. The ball now is out here, Pokken just spinning to winning, doing everything they can. A little bit of an awkward position, the payload kind of in the way, if anything. But it's full cleanup duty here. On the side of I Need Healing, the Doomfist comes in. Another extremely ballsy res. Arfalk is back in the fight. The Moira maybe hoping to give a little bit of staying power to this fight so far. Slim Thick steaming in, getting deleted as does Arfalk, and I Need Healing take home an extremely convincing 4-0 win here in the season opener of the Overwatch Oasis League.
And I just gotta say, why didn't they were going? Cosmic Omnics were playing that defense so well. They got the picks and they were going aggressive. Why did they play that last fight so passively? It's like they were scared, and that is not the position they needed to be in down like that. Like, you've nothing to lose at this point. They should have started off the team fight with the tire. I think they would have had the victory there, and I have to also wonder what happened to Pokken's Gravitic Flux. I didn't see it. I don't know if it got canceled somehow, but that was really weird. I don't know.
Chat. If Kirby and I seem to be mauling a little bit right now, it's because Cosmic Omnics just looks so close to having a gel together, right? In this league, we've seen teams just absolutely not have it together, and they lose, and it makes sense. But Cosmic Omnics today, they looked just always like 2% worse. And when they didn't, they just shot themselves in their own foot. So as someone that, really respects what Cosmic Omnic have built and is a huge simp for Wukong, I'm a little frustrated that they're not performing to their potential. But it is just the season opener. Once again, I Need Healing 4, Cosmic Omnic 0, and over on the other side, We The Ops takes an opening dub over Taters 3-1. So
I'm excited to watch that game.
We're definitely going to review it back. Sorry, go ahead.
Relatively low in the power ranking, but I acknowledge that they do potentially have some upside. So, and Cosmic Omnics showing that, or not Cosmic Omnics, We The Ops showing that early, getting a nice win to start off the season. It's going to be huge. Last season they finally had a playoff berth after struggling the first 3 seasons, and hopefully they're going to try and build on that.
So Kirby, we do have a new MVP system this season.
Yep. Let's see. Are going to allow teams what?
Sorry, Kirby, you're a bit of a robot right now, so I might just do this explanation real quick. So this season, both teams get to nominate 2 players from the opposition to be like, listen, for example, like Mystic and Arfalk were a real pain in our necks, and we think that they deserve MVPs. And then keeping that in mind, we then, as the casters, pick and choose like we usually would, 1 player on each role. The rule of having to choose 1 from the losing team no longer applies, and the nominations are not a hard rule. It is just a suggestion coming up from the teams, and so it's just a way for us to kind of add a little more player input to the MVP process without having to kind of dive into the realm of what a lot of players, including myself, have called sympathy MVPs. So I Need Healing have nominated Crossfire and Pokken, which seems fair enough, and KO have nominated Nifty and Dylan. I think Dylan's a pretty easy call here, Kirby.
Yeah, for sure. it's tough because I also think that I Need Healing had the better tanks and support as well. So, like, I was also thinking about AJ as well. I actually think he did play pretty well. They might not have gotten as much value out of the Sombra as they wanted on that first map, but on those last two maps, he actually was providing a lot of help to this Cosmic Omnics team that were kind of down in that 2-0. But yeah, you really can't deny Zombie Dylan after that performance. That was too good. And same thing, like, I feel like you either gotta give it to Malevolent Mango or Resting Birchface here for support. They were absolutely great tonight.
And on the tank line, I think that I honestly enjoyed Slim Thick and Poken's play here on the side of Cosmic Omnics, but I think Kuro ekes it for me, especially given the crazy stuff we saw in Zarya. But yeah, I just think that I Need Healing just had an incredibly dominant performance, so I'm honestly comfortable getting 3 MVPs on that team.
It's just one of those things where I feel like everyone on Cosmic Omnics kind of made a mistake that hurt them at some point. So it's... I don't know, though, because I think Cosmic Omnics did play solid, all things considered. Like, I think there is stuff to build on here, but if I were to give MVP to anyone on Cosmics, I would give it to Poken, but yeah, Kuro played incredibly well as well, so...
Yeah,
I guess we didn't really say who we wanted for support, like, specifically. If there was someone on Cosmic Omnics that you thought maybe deserved it, I
liked Arfalk a lot.
Yeah, Arfalk was playing well. I especially on that last map, really doing a good job at keeping the team alive. I mean, so many times, like, especially on that last defense, getting so aggressive, and Arfalk was right there.
The way Arfalk was playing, you could tell she was a Moira player that was also a tempo setter.
Mm-hmm. Wukong always better at more of that, you know, kind of sit back and kind of let the team do their thing and be that supportive role, whereas Arfalk is the one like, hey, let's go aggressive. I'm going to use the Fade aggressively. Let's go. And I think that did help them on the last two maps. So
just more of a gas pedal.
Maybe if anything, you could give Arfalk the support MVP.
I'm very down to give Arfalk the support MVP and go Dylan and Kuro here on the tank and DPS.
I would agree.
Bloods, any input?
No, this is all you. I don't want the pressure.
Fair enough. Thanks, Bloods. All right. So, in closing, we have I Need Healing taking the season opener against Cosmic Omnics, a sweep 4-0 on the return here to the Overwatch Oasis League. They took a season off, but clearly they have been grinding. Your MVPs for the evening are Arfalk from Cosmic Omnics on the support line, and on the DPS and tank line, both players coming from I Need Healing. We have Kuro and Zomdylan after gargantuan performances on the McCree, on the Ashe, Kuro on the Zarya. I'm Charles, joined today by Mr. and Mrs. Gaming Kirby. No, I'm kidding. I'm Charles, joined by Mr. Gaming Kirby and Bloods as well. Thank you so much for joining. The Overwatch Oasis League is back, and we will have more to come for months in the future.
Yep, tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Tomorrow we got Pizza Planet versus Valhalla. Be sure to tune into that one. I think that one could be a really good game too. I have them at 6 and 7 in the power rankings. You know, two teams looking to maybe get to that higher portion of the pack, get out of that middle of the pack where I think a lot of teams are, or a lot of other players are kind of perceiving them right now.
All right, thank you so much for stopping by, folks. Good night, and go back to doom scrolling Twitter now.